once it takes hold of us, it never lets go. And maybe never truer word was spoken by Gollum, and it is fantastic to once again create a Masters Collection piece that has this narrative within the centre of its story, stitching together the ring bearer as a narrative thread through our Masters Collection. I feel that we've created an extraordinarily complex and unique piece that tells a story of Sam and Frodo, Gollum fighting their way across the marshes, Frodo falling through, Sam runs to the edge frantic, searching, and Gollum already is plunging his hand through, breaking the world between the real world above and the spectral world below. Frodo finds himself captured in the grip of these spectres that are writhing around him. It is a dark moment in their journey. Daniel Falconer has brought his love of the films, his love of Tolkien lore, to the design of this extraordinary piece.
The Dead Marshes really jumped out to me because it's a scene that quite remarkably we've never visited in 20 years of making collectibles. The opportunity to create a collectible that had like a above and below element to it, where you've got two different worlds and a bit of a duality going on, was very appealing. I did an initial sketch, waved it under Richard's nose, and he was like, "Oh wow, we've never done anything like this before. Yeah, great." And then we reassembled the dream team from our last Masters Collection piece and had Brigitte West and Gary Hunt come back to collaborate on this one. I knew that she would do an incredible job on particularly the spectres and under the water, which has to have an ethereal, weightless quality to it. We also then had Sean Bolton to do all the fine detail work on the environment for us. So they shared duties on the different elements in the sculpture. Brigitte's quite a remarkable sculptor. What she does so well is engineer the statue so that it has flow, so the characters actually move around each other and intersect and flow through each other, and their eye lines line up, and there's drama and there's connection between them. You really rely on a sculptor who can see all that in their head, but then also knows how to then actually practically break it apart and build it and make it so it's actually going to work. Brigitte even welded up her own armature for this statue, which is pretty extraordinary. Once all the sculpted elements were completed and then brought back together, we checked that it was all making sense, that it all fit together, and then they were then cast and molded.
Pretty much everything we do is cut into a certain amount of parts to make them moldable.
The complexity of this piece, the levels involved. We've got things like hair and tree branches that need to be separated.
I think we were both a little bit gobsmacked by the scale of it. We tend to keep the parts to a minimum, but this one, talking somewhere from 80 to 100 different parts.
A lighting rig was designed to go in through the inside of it. Then it was all handed over to the paint shop to do their magic on.
The primary painter on this was a gentleman called Sirisak, who's been with Wētā since Lord of the Rings days. He helped paint all those wonderful props from the films. It's always wonderful working with him because, he just brings so much experience and knowledge to the table. It was really important to us that we had the split between the spectral world and then the physical world on top. And we had a mandate from Richard to really try and push the technical boundaries. He really wanted this one to be more.
It's quite monochrome at the top. The colors are very simple, very realistic, very dark. But the minute you fall below the waterline, you start to see that ghostly green, those blues. And adding the lighting in, that really shows the movement of the water as you go further and further down to a black base, which is almost like falling fully into the abyss.
When we're looking to do a Masters Collection piece, we're looking for an opportunity to make a collectible that has some special quality, something that we would never normally be able to bring to a regular statue. I'm so happy and excited and proud of what the whole team has done to pull it together, because I think this is pretty extraordinary.
Masters Collection's the best of anything we do. And in this case, it is the best one we've done. It's set the stage.
I really think it's a masterpiece, and I'm very proud to have worked on it. This is a collectible at its absolute most precious, and something that I feel incredibly proud of, and something that I'm thrilled to be sharing with you.